We learned a long time ago that sugar is not your friend. But something I learned just very recently is that sweet tastes aren't your friend either. Hi there, internet video watcher. Welcome to Breaking Free with Common Sense. I'm your host, Perry, and today we're going to talk about a very sensitive subject for many sweets. I'll give you a little background here first. I got on the low carb road about 15 years ago, thanks to some friends where I used to live who owned a gym. They got me into this. Thanks, Mike and Christy. I was nearly a 300-pound land monster, and I had to right the ship. That's when I went on low carb, and I quickly lost about 50 pounds in like 3 months going low carb. Just cutting out the pizza and sandwiches alone was enough to make me lose a substantial amount of weight. And for the good part of the rest of the 15 years since I started, it was sort of an up and down thing. I did gluten-free for a while because one of the members of my family was gluten-free, and that was a big mistake. So I gained dozens of pounds back on that. Just because it didn't have wheat in it doesn't mean you shouldn't eat it. Rice and almond flours are often more in carbs, higher in carbs than just regular wheat. But most of the reason I was going up and down over the years was because of misinformation. You would read things and think that was the big holy grail for losing weight or maintaining weight, and it wasn't really true. It took me many years to figure out that anything sweet is not good for you. And it's those artificial sweeteners that really get you, or the low-carb breads. So I'm not just talking about sweets in terms of the sweet taste, but the breads were no good because they just didn't fill you. Something happened. I believe there's something wrong with these artificial fake keto things, that people want to replace what was bad for them previously with something that's not bad for them but tastes almost like it did. That can't happen. You have to cut out all those sweet things. I really believe the sweet sensation on your tongue is not meant to be had, anytime you want it. I guess back in the day when everybody was cavemen, you had to climb a tree to get an apple, or live near oranges. I suppose people who lived in Florida back in the day, in millions of years ago, were probably a little bit heavier because they, look at the Hawaiians. They have all those pineapples around. They're all giant people. And it took many years to realize this because I noticed that the one thing that was constant in my life were these sweet tastes. And that's why I hit a plateau. I couldn't get beneath it, or I was always above it. I didn't feel right. But my brain told me, oh, well, it doesn't raise your blood sugar. You can have them. I quickly learned that, or I finally learned that, no, this is not going to work for me anymore. Now, don't get me wrong. I still think about sweets every day. I have a feeling somehow it's harder to quit sweets than it was to quit drinking and quit smoking. The memory of sweets stays with you a lot longer. And I will have an occasional low-glycemic fruit, such as blueberries, strawberries, or blackberries. But that's about it. I can't have anything else sweet anymore at all. No keto chocolates, no keto candy. Maybe if I have a sore throat, I have a keto, like malitol or xylitol flavored cough drop, just because it's serving another purpose besides filling my need for sweets. So that's it. Is anybody else trying to quit sweets here, or have you quit sweets successfully, and what was your secret? If you want to share any tips or tricks or questions, just put something in the comments and I'll see if I can get back to you. Have a good day, everyone.